Policy decisions made in Washington, D.C. impact each and every stakeholder in the cattle industry. Here to discuss this important topic is Jennifer Houston. She's NCBA Vice President and a Tennessee cattle producer. Jennifer, you've served on the policy committee, and I think for some people they're a little confused about how the policy process works. Give us some of your insight after serving in that role.
Absolutely. At NCBA, policy certainly begins with our grassroots producer, and that is the state level and even back to the county level. When a producer has a concern or a group of producers, they bring it to their county associations, forward it to their state associations, pass resolutions, directives, whatever, or express their concerns. Then it comes at NCBA here at this convention in our summer business meeting to the proper committee, whether it's tax and credit, whether it's property rights, whether it's live cattle marketing, and then it's discussed on a national level, and if passed, it becomes the policy that we carry forward as an organization, and these are the policies that our Washington staff represents all year long as they visit Capitol Hill and all the agencies.
But it really does start at the local level, and it's not just a matter of one vocal member at a national convention causing a policy to shift.
Absolutely not. It has to be a consensus policy that benefits the majority of our members. We're a very diverse group, so we have vigorous discussions in a lot of our committee meetings, but we come out with good, sound policy that we feel benefits all cattle producers.
So let's talk about that. What are some of the policy priorities for NCBA in 2017?
Well, 2017, we're optimistic. We're excited about it. We've got a new administration, so we may get a chance to work on some policies that we haven't over the last few years. So regulatory reform continues. We think this will be a better atmosphere for achieving some of that. We hope for full repeal of Waters of the U.S. as well as the GIPSA rule, which has to do with jeopardizing our marketing practices that we've worked so hard to come on with. We'll be working on endangered species, estate tax reform, and other tax reform. We'll continue to work on trade. Unfortunately, even with the loss of TPP, we've got to have something. We know how important trade is to the beef producers, so we're going to continue to beat that drum that if not TP, what? We need something for beef producers and agriculture as a whole. We're going to continue working with our CME working groups about market volatility, price discovery, getting our futures contract specs more in line with reality, as well as a possible work at some point on border security and immigration that we've not been able to work on over the last few years.
No doubt a full plate. And you talked briefly about the whole state partnership issue, and I guess I'm curious, why is it so ingrained in NCBA that we have to have this strong state and national partnership? Tell folks your read on that.
Well, my read is that we're an independent group as Cattlemen. Everybody knows that. And we trust our local guys, and we feel the same. And we can't have a strong national organization without strong states. Just like public policy, what happens in the state affects what happens in Washington. So we want our states to be strong affiliates that visit their Capitol Hill and get things done, and we're willing to help them in any way. And in turn, their numbers help us. When we go to Capitol Hill, we may have to depend on that state to talk to that congressman or that senator because that's who they want to hear from. And so we need to be aligned on these policies so that when we visit Capitol Hill, we're speaking with one voice.
You know, I know you know this, but cattle people are busy people. I tell folks the difference between cattle folks and crop folks is they can't just throw the equipment in the shed and run off to the national meeting sometime. How do people who aren't able to come to events able to make certain their voice is heard, Jennifer?
Well, absolutely be active, starting at your county level. Beyond that, go to your state level and be sure that you elect people and that you nominate people that from your state that represent yours. So maybe you're not able to go, but maybe your neighbor is in a position where he or she can. And so I encourage our states, we always need more leaders, wherever they are, to develop those leaders, send them to national, have them sit on the committees, and then move up into leadership. And that's the way we continue to have an organization that listens to our members and really reflects what our membership wants to do.
Outstanding advice. Thank you so much for your service to this organization.
Thank you.
The cattle industry does need a strong voice in our nation's capital, and that takes all of us working together. Stand with Jennifer and other members of NCBA by joining today. It's easy to sign up. Just visit our website. That's beefusa.org. Or you can give us a call at 1-866-USA-BEEF.